Greetings from your Tennessee eCampus librarian. My name is Amy Lippo, and I am from Northeast State Community College in Blountville. I would like to take just a few minutes to talk about the library services available to you and to Tennessee eCampus students, as well as what library resources are available for you to add to your classes for your students. Before we get started on the Tennessee eCampus specific information, I want to take a minute to let you know that your librarians are here for you. I am here for you as your Tennessee eCampus librarian, and your home campus librarians are always there for you too. Librarians live to be helpful, and we want to support our faculty as much as we want to help our students. You can come to us with questions about materials or help finding them for your courses or for your own needs. In most cases, we can also help with citation of those materials as well. And if we can't help with the copyright questions, we will know who can. So please don't hesitate to contact a librarian. We are here for you. Now, moving on to our eCampus specific information. On the home page of each course, there are two important links in the course resources box on the right side of the page. The bottom link, Ask a Librarian, is a link to a form to submit a request for help from a librarian, which goes to me. If it is a question that I am able to assist with without intervention from the home institution library or the instructor, I handle it myself. Otherwise, I will get the student in direct contact with a person who can help them with their specific question. The link above Ask a Librarian, labeled Virtual Library, goes to the Tennessee eCampus library site, https://tbr.libguides.com/library, where you and students can access information about libraries in the system, contacting home institution librarians, getting faculty support in the form of an embedded librarian, research support for students, general Tennessee eCampus resources for students, and open educational resources. Here on the homepage, you'll see that you have a link to the Tennessee Electronic Library, as well as links to the libraries of each of the participating colleges and universities. Under Ask a Librarian, we have the telephone numbers and links or emails for each of the libraries for getting help. We also have information about library cards if a student wants to go in person to one of the libraries in Tennessee. These are not just the Tennessee eCampus libraries. There are the UT and some of the other state libraries. We have faculty support, and this is information about the embedded librarians, which we will talk about in a little bit more detail in just a minute. We have a guide about getting started with research, all about where to start and designing a search strategy, types of sources and evaluating those sources, some information about the databases from the Tennessee Electronic Library, plagiarism, and citation. We have the student resources, which are about Tennessee eCampus itself. We've got the help desk, virtual bookstore, the virtual tutoring, and information about Turnitin and virtual proctoring as well. And then we also have a page about the open educational resources. The homepage just has some general information about OERs and how they work and what they are. We've got a page about finding OERs. We have some search boxes for some of the major ones. And then we also have links to repositories, some of the major repositories. Each of these are linked to that repository. And there's just a little blurb about using them and a link back to the homepage. As mentioned with the faculty support, embedded librarians are available for faculty who feel that the presence of a librarian directly in D2L performing specifically requested tasks would be beneficial to their students. Emails are sent out prior to each semester inviting participation in this program. The Tennessee eCampus librarian will recruit a librarian from your institution to provide support to your class or classes, and you are also given the opportunity to request a specific librarian for the position. When filling out the request, you will indicate what functions you would like for the librarian to perform, as well as which information literacy skills you would like to see addressed during the semester. Librarians, including the Tennessee eCampus librarian, your embedded librarian, or your home campus librarians, are also able to assist you with determining which outside resources are available for use in Tennessee eCampus courses. Due to the nature of these courses and the student composition coming from various schools, there are some limitations and special considerations that need to be made when including additional resources, especially those from libraries. Many items that are provided by libraries are only available to those who are directly associated with the institution, students, faculty, and staff. After much legal research, it was determined several years ago that most library licensing contracts do not include students taking classes through Tennessee eCampus. We are not allowed to provide access through special passwords or configuration of D2L. This means that only resources that all schools own or have access to can be used, and these are somewhat limited. Next, we will look at what all students in Tennessee do have access to, how to include them in your classes, and places to look for additional open access materials that are not held behind licenses or paywalls. In Tennessee, we are very lucky to have the Tennessee Electronic Library available to all residents. Most colleges use their resources already, but to make these sources easily available to your students, you will need to access and link them from outside of your home institution's library. But don't worry, it's really easy, and there is help if you do run into any issues. The Tennessee Electronic Library is linked through the virtual library page from your course homepage, or you can also access it from tntel.info. It's Tennessee Electronic Library.info. From the TEL homepage, you can search directly in the search box, or you can select specific resources to search using All Resources tab at the top. It can be interesting to look through what resources are available to see what they cover, as well as the age ranges they are appropriate for. As you can see, the first one, Pebble Go, the audience is children and elementary students, so of course that's not going to be one that you would want to use in your classes. But the next one, Academic OneFile, is one that you may be familiar with because most of the schools use that one fairly heavily. And the audience, of course, is college and research. Agriculture is another one. Books and authors is one that's good for both high school and college. And you can go through and see lots of different ones that are like that. To search, you won't use this search. That just searches the databases to find a database. So we're going to go back to the home page and go to search. I'm going to use my favorite search of sharks. On the results page, you'll notice that the first things that show are magazines. In a lot of this college and universities, we have this default to academic journals. So don't get mixed up that they do start with magazines in here. I've also got books, and most of this comes from reference books as opposed to just regular books. Got news, images, videos, audio. On academic journals, you can limit to peer-reviewed journals. Find one that looks good. When you click on the title, it's going to take you to a version of the article. I do recommend to everybody who uses Gale databases, when you find an article that you want to use, do click on download, as this is going to give you a PDF of the article. Oftentimes, but not always, it will give you the original version of that article. And this is important because it will give you the original version, of course, with figures, pictures, images, charts, graphs, everything that is originally there, and it's going to be as it was, and it will be in the correct location, everything that you would see in that original version. And when you look in the version that they have on the page, in the HTML version, you'll notice that those are missing. A lot of times they will be missing, or they will be in the wrong place, or they will be formatted in a way that they're difficult to read. And they are also missing page numbers. So that's one reason to download the PDF. But now onto the link up here under Get Link. This is the link you will want to use. You can just click copy. And this is what you'll want to use in D2L to give your students access to this article. What you will want to do is copy and paste this title and then link it with this link. The reason you want to do this is a geo link, which means that it is based on location. These will allow anybody who is within the state of Tennessee, physically within the state of Tennessee, to access this article. So if you've got students who live outside of Tennessee or who are traveling outside of Tennessee, they will not be able to access it through that link. So you'll want to let them know about this, that if they are currently not in the state of Tennessee, what they will want to do is to take this article title and go to their home institution library and search for this title and access it through their home library using their home library credentials that they would use to access things through there, and that will get them access to this article. So that way anybody in your class will have access to this article no matter what school they are from, and that will get them the access that they need. With Tennessee Electronic Library, most of the databases are Gale, and that was what we were looking at there. There are also some that you may want to use from ProQuest, and these are our newspapers. Most of them are Tennessee newspapers. We also have a few Southeast newspapers from Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. The Tennessean goes from 1812 to current day. If you go into here and do your search, and find what you're looking for, you have the link up here. Just copy URL. It doesn't give you the URL, you just copy it right there. And you've got your title, and you would put your title in and link your title. If you've got a short title that may be duplicated somewhere else, as sometimes newspapers have a very brief title, you may want to give a little bit more information so that they'd be able to search it and find it. But those are the main resources that you will find here in the Tennessee Electronic Library that all of your students will have access to. Another good option for adding outside materials to courses is open access materials in OERs. There's probably an office or a person on your campus who specializes in these materials, as they have become a big part of the higher ed landscape in recent years. There is a page in the Tennessee eCampus Virtual Library with resources for locating these types of sources. Some of the most well-known searches include OER Commons, Oasis, the Mason OER MetaFinder or MOM, and Merlot. We will be adding resources for locating open access journal articles as well. And just as you expect your students to cite their outside resources, you will want to provide citations for the outside materials you use in your courses in D2L. You, of course, are the expert on which style is appropriate for your subject area. We do just recommend remaining consistent in the style you use throughout a course. It is also helpful for the students to use the same style if they have a required one. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I do hope it has been helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can be reached easiest through email at aslippo@northeaststate.edu or amy.lippo@gotoclass.tnecampus.org. Please let me know if there are other videos you would find helpful or additional information you would like to be able to find on the Tennessee Virtual Library site. Thank you so much.